Good morning, students. Welcome you all once again to my English class. Students, today I am going to start the second part of the chapter Footprints Without Feet, chapter number 5 of class 10 English supplementary book. Students, in my previous video, I have completed part 1 and there we came to know about a scientist named Griffin who had recently discovered the capsules which helped him to be invisible, and he committed some crime, like he set fire to his landlord's house, then he escaped from there. He entered illegally in a store of London where he put on some clothes and had eaten some food items. Then he escaped from there, and now he is outside in London without clothes. And it was the month of January when he was feeling quite cold. See, students, after we have to start reading this chapter. This time he decided to try the stock of a theatrical company in the hope of finding not only clothes but also something that would hide the empty face above his shoulders. Shivering with cold, he hurried to Drury Lane, the center of the theatre world. Students, when he escaped from the store, then he decided to find out a theatre, so that he went to Drury Lane. Drury Lane is the center of the theatre world in London. Drury Lane. So he visited there and found a theatre, means drama room. There he decided to find out some clothings as well as some stock means like moustache, false nose, eyes, like this. He soon found a suitable shop. He made his way invisible upstairs and came out a little later wearing bandages around his forehead, dark glasses, false nose, big bushy side whiskers, and a large hat. To escape without being seen, he callously attacked the shopkeeper from behind, after which he robbed him of all the money he could find. So again he committed a crime. What? He visited Drury Lane. He found a shop where he found various type of items that could hide his empty face, like false nose, big glass, moustache, hat, dress, and then finally he attacked very brutally. He brutally attacked the shopkeeper and robbed his money, and then he escaped from there. Eager to get away from crowded London, he took a train to the village of Iping, where he booked 2 rooms at the local inn. The arrival of a stranger at an inn in winter was in case an unusual event. A stranger of such uncommon appearance set all tongues wagging. Mrs. Hall, the landlord's wife, made every effort to be friendly, but Griffin had no desire to talk and told her, "My reason for coming to Iping is a desire for solitude. I do not wish to be disturbed in my work. Besides, an accident has affected my face." So when he escaped from the shop after attacking a shopkeeper, he decided to go away a countryside, a village. So that in London he took a train and reached a village called Iping. There he booked 2 room in a local inn. Inn means the rental house where landlords are also there. So, but in the month of January, it was very unusual in London or in countryside of London that any stranger come and take the house in rent. It was very unusual for them. So that the Mrs. Hall, the wife of the landlord, was very curious. She was very curious to know about this stranger, that where he has come from and who was he. But Griffin was not interested to talk to her, so that he told her that he was not in desire to talk anyone. He needed means to be solitude, means to get solitude, means he wanted to live all alone. And he told that he faced an accident. Because of that, doctor bandaged his face. His face was covered with bandage, false nose and goggle that he stole from Druryland, the theatre. Satisfied that her guest was an eccentric scientist, and in view of the fact that he had paid her in advance, Mrs. Hall was prepared to excuse his strange habits and irritable temper. But they didn't mind. The landlord and his wife, Mrs. Hall, they didn't mind at all about this strangers visiting, because this stranger means Griffin already had paid full amount of his stay. But the stolen money did not last long, and presently Griffin had to admit that he had no more ready cash. He pretended, however, that he was expecting a check to arrive at any moment. We know that he stole money from a shopkeeper from Druryland, the theatre shopkeeper, and that money did not last long, as he gave the landlord for his stay. He finished his money. Then he started pretending. Pretending means to act something which was totally false. He started acting that he was expecting a check in any moment, then he would go to pay them. So he was telling a lie. Shortly afterwards, a curious episode occurred. Very early in the morning, a clergyman and his wife were awakened by noises in the study. Creeping downstairs, they heard the chink of money being taken from the clergyman's desk. Without making any noise, it was another scene. What was the scene? It was the house of a clergyman and his wife. Clergyman, like priest. Clergyman means priest, father of a church or priest of a church, you can say. So this man, this invisible man, Griffin, invisible scientist Griffin, went to steal money, visited to another's house to steal money, because he had no money that time. That's why he went there to steal money from another's house, from clergyman's house, means priest's house. So when he was stealing money, because of the noises, clergyman and his wife got up in the very early morning, and because of the sound, they went downstairs very silently and started peeping inside of his room in downstairs without making any noise with a poker. Poker means a rod with a handle which is used to settle firewood. Okay. So it was a simply a rod with a handle. So with that rod, clergyman and his wife, means priest and his wife, entered in the room and said, "Surrender." Then to his amazement, he realized that the room appeared to be empty. He and his wife looked under the desk and behind the curtains and even up in the chimney. As they entered in the room, they found the room was totally empty. No one was there. They found under the bed, under the desk, behind the curtains, even inside of the chimney. There wasn't a sign of anybody. Yet the desk had been opened and the housekeeping money was missing. Extraordinary affair, the clergyman kept saying for the rest of the day. They were in shock because they entered in the room. They found the drawer of the desk was open and the money was missing. They found the drawer was open, the money was missing, but the strange thing was there was no man. There was no one. So the rest of the day they started saying, they kept on saying, extraordinary affair. Means something strange happened. The desk was there, the drawer was open, money was missing, but the man who stole it was not there. Who stole it? The question was there in their mind. But it was not an extraordinary as the behavior of Mrs. Hall's furniture a little later that morning. The same morning, in the house of Mr. and Mrs. Halls, where this invisible man was staying. The landlord and his wife were up very early and were surprised to see the scientist's door wide open. Usually it was shut and locked, and he was furious if anyone entered his room. The opportunity seemed too good to be missed. They peeped round the door, saw nobody, and decided to investigate. When Mr. and Mrs. Hall found upstairs the room was open, the scientist's room was open, the rented room was open, so they were very eager to investigate, means to find out the real character of the man, of the stranger. So they wanted to investigate. They entered in the room. They peeped at first and they entered in the room in the absence of the scientist. The bedclothes were cold, showing that the scientist must have been up for some time. The bed sheets were cold, and that was proof that the scientist must have been up for some time. And still the clothes and bandages that he always wore were lying about the room. The clothes and the bandages that he always wore were lying on the bed. All of a sudden, Mrs. Hall heard a sniff close to her ear. A moment later, the hat on the bedpost leapt up and dashed itself into her face. All of a sudden, Mrs. Hall heard the breathing sound nearest of his ear. Breathing sound, that is called sniff. Breathing sound. And what happened next? The hat, which was kept on a side of a bed, started flying in the air. the hat started flying in the air and dashed, means attacked, on the face of Mrs. Hall. Then the bedroom chair became alive. Bedroom chair became alive and started flying. Springing into the air, it charged straight to her legs foremost. Then the chair which was kept in the bedroom started flying in the air and means was in a way to charge to to Mrs. Hall. It was strange. As she and her husband turned away in terror, the extraordinary chair pushed them both out of the room and then appeared to slam and lock the door after them. They thought it was very strange. It was very peculiar. They thought that the house was haunted. They thought that there was a ghost. That's why the hat, chair were flying in the air. So when they tried to escape from the room, the flying chair pushed both of them out of the room and slammed, means shut the door forcefully. So up to here, students, we have completed in this video, and I will try to finish the rest of the portion in my next video in part 3. So don't forget to watch my next video. Thank you very much.